timing of the movie and everything, why is it still relevant to us today, right now?
Well, I suppose it's not difficult to trace the direct lineage between that great achievement in amending the Constitution in that moment and what's taking place in now. It's hard to imagine that our current president would be where he is today, and thank goodness he is, had this not taken place when it did. So.
And your portrayal of Lincoln is astonishing. What was it about him that you saw he was perfect for this role?
Well,
the nose, I think, wasn't it?
It must have been the nose. And I think the hair and the beard came along in the bargain, too. I think that wasn't makeup.
Free beard.
No, here's somebody who I have wanted to work with ever since I saw Laundrette and ever since I saw My Left Foot, and I've really wanted to work with Daniel. Actually approached Daniel with another Lincoln project almost 8.5, 9 years ago. Wasn't quite right for Daniel at the time. But Tony Kushner came along, wrote a brilliant script based on Doris Kearns Goodwin's book, Team of Rivals, and that got my foot in the door and Daniel's foot in the door.
Luckily, we spent enough time with each other communicating whatever way we could before we ever reached the set. We felt, I think, very much at ease with each other, a great complicity in every area of the work, and Stephen, who could quite easily, if he wished to, run a pretty tight ship, is incredibly open to the input of everybody that he works with, and that's always a joyful thing when somebody is just open to the work of the people around them.
Why is Lincoln's story relevant today? Well, at that time, the country was really horrendously divided, and I guess there's some equivalence with the country today. I think what I love about this movie is it shows Lincoln as a human being that had to make compromises and even sometimes make mistakes, and had a goal that was a valiant goal to try to end slavery. But at the time, it was really controversial. And, back then, the country was really divided over this. Nowadays, we look back on slavery and we're like, well, obviously that needed to end very badly. But it just goes to show how some of the things that we hold so dear to us sometimes aren't the right thing. Daniel Day-Lewis is a phenomenon. He's unique amongst living actors, in my opinion, and what he's done in this movie is unlike anything I've ever seen.
It is very relevant. It is a time in that history, in this history, that really correlates, and that both sides are entrenched in an ideology, and no one can see the big picture that moves us all forward. And I think besides that, Lincoln really is a character study of a handful of people that really changed what America is today, and I think ultimately you go away feeling that we still have this dream, this promise of what this country is and should be and could be, and what democracy is on a world level.
What was it like working with Daniel Day-Lewis and his portrayal of Lincoln?
He's a very fine actor, one of the very finest of the century, maybe of the media. He very well prepared, knows what he's doing. It's a pleasure to work with Daniel.